Today is a very special day. Why? Well, because they're replacing me as the host. I'm kidding. That's just a bad April Fool's joke. But we got lots of great features for you today. There's no fooling around, okay? We have some great features planned. The Wizard of Oz coming up at Duchess Park because they come to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We saw the wizard and so much more on CKPG today. Today's April 1st. You know what that means? April Fools. Well, maybe somebody's playing a joke on us in the weather. Mother Nature deciding to play April Fools. Is spring actually here? I didn't hear her say April Fools yet. But anyways, there are a few jokes going around that are noteworthy, including some from the good folks at Rewind Radio and 101.3 The River. And also an alligator in McBride? Let's take a look at some of the best hits this April Fools. Starting things off here with the joke from the folks at Pattison Media that you would have to pay for parking every time you visit CN Center because, well, that's the only way we can pay for the snow removal budget, of course. You gotta clean the snow, but, well, there's a trade-off. You have to pay for parking at the CN Center. A good joke? Well, it might leave you panicked for a second. It's actually could be realistic. Now heading over to McBride. This is a pretty good one. Someone posted on the McBride discussion page that they were fishing on the Fraser River and they noticed something peculiar in the water. Can you see it? A little alligator, actually a big alligator. Could you imagine if those roam the Fraser River? I mean, I bet they did like a few centuries ago, but this would be terrifying. So well done to McBride for that joke. And then over to Central Builders here in Prince George. You know that big sign with the billboard? They decided they were replacing it with a giant Beauty Tone paint can. Which color? It looks like red, of course, to match the store, but would be a hilarious landmark. And would it be the largest paint can in all of Canada? Perhaps. Now back to the Robson Valley for a good one here. In case you haven't heard, Mount Robson is erupting. It's actually impossible because Mount Robson is not a volcano, but a very good joke indeed. Could you imagine you're driving down Highway 16 eastbound towards Jasper and you see this? What would your first reaction be? It's probably something like someone in Pompeii a long time ago. Now heading to Tim Hortons, a national joke here, including the Canadiana series of donuts, the Atlantic Lobster Donut, the Poutine Donut, and the ketchup chip donut, because what's more Canadian than ketchup chips, poutine, and Atlantic lobster? Which one would you actually eat, though? That could be a good question. But a local joke to finish this off here today. You can participate in this one. In fact, I encourage you to participate. Send your favorite song lyrics to this number here on the screen because, well, as you would have it, Jake is trying to make his dad's April Fool's very special, featuring some very special song lyrics. If you have a voice note, there's bonus points for that. What do you think we should send Jake? Maybe a little Sweet Caroline. That would be something. But yeah, send those voice notes to Jake's dad. Happy April Fools, everyone.
Miracle. What happened was just this. The wind began to switch, the house to pitch, and suddenly the hinges started to unhitch. Just then, the witch, to satisfy an itch, went flying
There's a lot of reason to get excited here at Duchess Park in Condor Country because they're putting on a very cool production. This is The Wizard of Oz, the musical. It's going to be happening here at Duchess Park, and we're so excited to give you a little preview of what to expect today on the show. We're going to throw it to, well, some of the more interesting characters. I'm talking about the Good Witch and the Bad Witch.
Let the joyous news be spread. The wicked old witch at last is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Which old witch? The wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Wake up, you sleepyhead. Rub your eyes, get out of bed. Wake up, the wicked witch is dead. She's gone where the goblins go below, below your home. Let's open up and see.
Of course, yes, part of the excitement with The Wizard of Oz here at Duchess Park is talking to some of the folks who are in the production. Today we are so lucky to have Sophia and Rebecca with us to talk a little bit more. We got the witches for you because we thought this would be the most interesting. Sophia, maybe we'll start with you. What made you want to be the Good Witch? I hear you are the good one.
Yeah, I loved Wicked, and I thought that Glinda was just like so cool. She was so sweet, she was all bubbly, and I liked that I get to wear like a big pink dress, and I just thought that she kind of fit my personality, so.
So it's a natural fit for you. You're not even working too hard.
No.
What was the hardest part of rehearsing? Was it the lines? Was it the acting? Like, what are you working on here with your teacher?
Probably like the amount of work you have to like put in, because you have to be like available for a lot of rehearsals, and you just gotta like kind of prioritize it, but it's a really important thing to do, so.
I like it. Well, I'm sure that'll be great. I can't wait to see that. And Rebecca, tell me a little bit about this because we talk to a lot of villains on the show, whether it's the wrestlers in town or whoever. They always really enjoy being the villain. Do you enjoy being the Bad Witch?
I love it. It's so fun. Kind of stress relief, you know? I can like get some of my anger out of there. It's really great, and it's just a good time overall.
So tell me about some of the parts of being a villain, a Bad Witch. I'm assuming you got to focus on the facial expressions and that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm very hunched over all the time, you know, kind of pointing my fingers. Sometimes weird accents slip out, but I kind of got to stick to the good old evil witch.
Have you watched other evil people, whether it's in movies or things, and you're like, I want to be more like that? Or is it just the Wizard of Oz movie?
Yeah, well, I did watch, looked through some of the musical, and I kind of looked at what I liked from what the actor was doing there and what I wanted to do differently, and I just took some inspiration.
I like it. Okay, we'll go back to Sophie. I'm going to ask you the same thing here, but why should someone come see The Wizard of Oz here at Duchess Park?
Because it's like a classic and everyone knows it. It's like, oh, the Wizard of Oz, you know? We know what's going on. We know these characters. But I feel like we kind of interpret it like a bit different and we have this cool spin. And you'll be like, whoa, I didn't know you guys were going to do it like that. This is so cool. Go Duchess.
Condors for life,
yes.
Am I right? Okay, Rebecca, what about you? Why should someone come see it?
We've just spent so much time in this, and last year, Addams Family, it was so amazing, and everyone loved it, and this year is even better. We have so much more sets, just more choreo. It's so good.
Well, I'm excited to see the set. I hear there's been a lot of decorating, a lot of paper mache, and there's going to be a lot of wonderful actors. I was trying to play on the wonderful Wizard of Oz there, but I missed the mark. But anyways, we'll throw it to the show here and give you a little preview of what to expect. Thanks so much, guys.
We represent the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild, and in the name of the Lollipop Guild, we wish to welcome you to Munchkin Land. We welcome you to Munchkin Land, tra-la-la, tra-la-la, tra-la-la.
Excitement is mounting for the Bachman-Turner Overdrive heading to CN Center on April the 8th. Randy's going to be rolling down the highway into Prince George pretty soon, and we wanted to give you part 2 of this interview today we did with him because he had so many great things to say, especially about growing up in Winnipeg. 30 million records sold around the globe. That is pretty cool, Randy. Something definitely I'm sure you're very proud of. But I wanted to ask not only about your music, but I'd like to ask musicians this. If there was a song out there you wish you would have wrote from another musician, what would it be?
I wish I would have written Yesterday. I wish I would have written God Only Knows. You know, I copied those. Like, you know, I love Brian Wilson. I've known the Beach Boys since the 60s. They're coming here to Victoria soon. I'll be going and hanging out for them for the whole day because I toured for them for years. Every song I didn't write, I wish I wrote. I grew up dreaming to be on the radio and on TV and in people's heads and in cars. When I go into a strange town, I'm in a taxi going to my hotel, and my song comes on the radio, I look around, and the guys in the cars next are playing the drums on the dashboard. And I go, wow, they're playing to them. I want to roll down the window, yell, that's me, but I can't. So it's fun.
That is fun. That is fun. Continue with the theme of great artists as well. I wanted to pick your brain because, of course, everyone talks about the GOAT, the greatest of all time. For Canadian artists, bands, who is on the top of your Mount Rushmore?
You just said it, Rush. Way back, BTO hated Rush. Rush hated BTO. You know why? We were signed to Mercury Records. We were their babies. We were their rock and roll band. They had us and Rod Stewart. That's all they had because they were coming out of a jazzy thing with Quincy Jones. And then Charlie Fatch, who signed us, came to me and said, I've got a new Canadian band. They're called Rush and blah, 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 blah. And I'm signing them to this record. Here's their album. And I played it and I go, wow, it's really good. But they're getting a new drummer. That's when they were getting Neil Peart. And suddenly Rush come out, and they're the new babies of Mercury Polygram Record, and they're getting the ads. We're going, wait a minute, we were the first guys here. So when Rush were inducted and BTO inducted in the Juno Hall of Fame a while ago, I had this ongoing joke with Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson and stuff. We used to hate you guys. He said, we used to hate you too, but now we're all buddies. We're all buddies. So, I mean, and I didn't like Rush at first because they were so intense. I'm used to 3 chords or 4 chords, simple stuff, and they would do stuff in time signatures that I couldn't figure out. I didn't think anybody else could. Then you see a Rush concert and see all the Rush heads who come there. They love it. Now, in the last 5 or 6 years, I'm hearing more Rush stuff on the radio, and I love it. I wasn't ready for it at the time. Now I go, man, the drummer, incredible. The lyric, Geddy Lee's voice. When Fred Turner couldn't tour 2 years ago, because he lost his partner and he lost his voice at the same time, I was going to ask Geddy Lee if he wanted to play bass and sing in BTO, because when my brothers passed away, I got the rights to the name and to tour again. That didn't happen, but wouldn't that have been cool? Geddy Lee singing, roll on down the highway.
Wow. That would have been something.
But we're coming and we're rocking. No, but I think Rush is probably the best. Right after that, Triumph, another 3-piece band.
Yeah.
You can't discount Mr. Adams. Bryan Adams is double for Canada what Springsteen is for this world. Bryan has been consistent for 40 solid years. His stuff's still on the radio. He sings ballads. He rocks. He does everything. He has done duets with everybody. The King, the Queen, the Prince. You know what I mean? Lady Gaga, Tony Bennett. He's done everything. He's done soundtracks. He's done Broadway. I would like to grow up to be like Bryan Adams, but I'm older than him, so.
I thank you so much for your time today, Randy. I wanted to ask you one more question before we let you go. I always like to make this on a human level as well. For people wondering, you said your son loves to read, study, he has a library. What do you do in your spare time these days? What are you doing?
I'm doing a bunch of great stuff. We have a new single coming out. On April the 18th, they're dedicating the Disraeli Bridge overpass in Winnipeg, which goes from one part of Winnipeg over the river to the other. They're calling it the Bachman-Turner Overpass.
Oh my goodness, that is awesome.
On the 18th of April. On the 19th, we play the show there. The 19th is my brother's Gary's birthday, who passed away 2 years ago. He's the guy I wrote the Stuttering song for. And so I wrote a song for Winnipeg called 60 Years Ago, about being there in the 60s, being a teenager. Neil Young, Burton Cummings, Fred Turner, me, everybody else who came out of there. So this song is a retrospective, and Fred Turner's on it singing. Neil Young's playing the guitar solo. Me and Tal are singing it and playing it. It's coming out now. It just got listed today or tomorrow. We're giving it as a gift back to Winnipeg, giving the money from the record to the Forks, the Forks bikers who do bicycle and motorcycle rides to feed the homeless and shelter people in Winnipeg. So this thing called 60 Years Ago, look it up, Google it, and it is an absolute rocker. And we were so grateful to be teenagers in Winnipeg in the 60s. It was like Liverpool. There was 100 bands in Winnipeg all playing gigs and making money. We're making $5 a night, but we were making money. And here we still are. Me, Neil, Turner, Burton Cummings, we're out there rocking.
Just some good old-fashioned Canadian boys. Winnipeg. Who would have guessed Winnipeg would have been the hub, hey?
I know. I think when the Flying Saucer landed there in the 50s or 40s, some women were impregnated and we all came out of it.
It is magical, that's for sure. And your show is going to be magical here in Prince George. Thanks so much for spending the time today, Randy. I'm really honored to get to interview you, and I can't wait to see you in person here in concert in Prince George.
I want to see thousands of pickup trucks in the parking lot when I get there.
I'm sure you will. You don't have to ask.
With rifles in the back, right?
They'll be there. Thanks, Randy.
Miss an episode? That's okay, life gets busy. We get it. Or maybe you didn't miss anything, but you're here to watch that one feature again because honestly, it was that good. No judgment. Here's the good news. You can relive every moment of the CKPG Today Show whenever you want. Head over to ckpgtoday.ca, click on the Today Show tab, and voila. So grab some snacks, kick back, and binge away because let's face it, life's too short to miss out on great local TV.
It's time for another edition of War of the Wings. Today we're up here at the Alpine in the heart, and well, we got some signature wings to try. Tell me a little bit about these. The aroma is pouring off here.
So these are our maple chili wings, and they're heart famous. They're breaded in-house and had the perfect fusion of spice and sweet that I can't find anywhere else.
Okay. And I notice comes with the dip.
It comes with the dip. All our wings come with dips, and our vegetables, you don't gotta order that separate. Yeah, I mean, the aroma itself, I can smell these upstairs, downstairs, like.
You know, it's like a sense. You just turn it on.
It's crazy. Like, it smells so good. It's like, makes your mouth just water.
Okay, well, Cody, is your mouth watering?
It is. This kind of smells like, you know when somebody cooks a really good breakfast and you can smell it from somewhere else in the house? This is kind of that vibe.
All right.
exactly it.
Sylvia?
I'm ready. I'm
You
excited.
ready? All right, let the winging begin. Dive in here. I'm going to commentate, and you guys can dive in. We'll see. It looks juicy, tender. Again, the top and the breading looks good. Cody?
This is an incredible wing. This is one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth.
Whoa. Daytime television, need I remind you. Sylvia?
It's really good. It is very good.
Also, this is a sweet wing, but you had milk anyway?
I did. Yeah, look, I have a whole glass.
Just loves milk, I guess, hey?
Sure do.
Interesting. Okay, well, the final touch, I feel like I should try one as well. This is for good luck. The nice sweet maple wing here at the Alpine. I dipped it in the ranch, you guys didn't. Oh yeah. This is really good. Okay, what's your takeaway? You guys are eating them like they're going out of style.
I might crush this whole plate. You may just leave me here in a food coma.
So instead of the War of the Wings, it's Cody against the Wings.
I live in the heart now. I'm just staying here at the Alpine.
But I thought you didn't come here. You make it up the Heart Highway once a year?
It might be at least twice a year now after these wings.
Sylvia, this is going to have you coming back?
I will make the trek from Beaverly.
All right, as we finish this up, this has been another edition of War of the Wings here at the Alpine. As you can see, these are wings. You just have to try for yourself. Delish! Looking to the sky in today's CKPG snapshot, courtesy of Connor Westergaard. Looking at a couple of eagles here. I believe they might just actually be a couple, though. They look like they could be, right? They look like they like each other enough. Maybe a nice Easter delivery coming for this pair of bald eagles.
Cool shot caught on Cottonwood Island by Mr. Westergaard. Of course, if you have any cool shots, send them our way. Snapshot at ckpg.com. Hey there, got an idea or suggestion for the show? Reach out and connect through our social media or send us an email at letstalk@ckpgtoday.ca.
Everyone loves a great April Fool's joke, of course, here in Prince George. There's been a long history of them. Every year there's a different one, right? My favorite being renaming Ospika to Hell Yeah Prince George Boulevard. Who thought of that? Anyway, a really good one today, this actually might be my favorite, is a very special marriage.
An April Fool's joke for the ages. From 1999, yes, Prince George's film commissioner, Sarah Shack, posing with the one, the only Ben Affleck, who was in Prince George. Yeah, the April Fool's joke, of course, that they were getting married. They didn't actually get married, but pretty iconic April Fool's joke, if you ask me. Of course, if they did, there'd be a heck of a lot more movies filming here in PG, but definitely shout out to this great April Fool's joke.
Yeah, no, it didn't happen. Imagine if Ben Affleck owned a house in Prince George. Where would he live? Where would it be? Alongside the river? Up on a big hill? Would it just be Connaught Hill? Would it just be his hill? I don't know. Things that we could have had here in Prince George. Could have. But anyway, it's been a great show. It's been a great time hosting you. And we're going to have more great stuff on the show tomorrow, okay? Bye for now, folks.